Hi, this is me, your presenter, Kate Hefner. I want you to think about the following words: professional development. Keep thinking. Is this what your face looks like? Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. As the professional development coordinator on campus, I see this face all the time. I don't imagine that changing as an administrator. The thought haunts me in my dreams. Today's presentation will hopefully give you the tips needed to turn a face like this into reaction like this every time you bring up the words professional development to your staff. Did you know national estimates and other indications are that most schools have a long way to go to train their staffs, particularly teachers, in the use of technology? This is primarily due to reasons such as lack of pre-service training, attitudinal concerns, and lack of support services. So what do we need to do to implement effective quality trainings? Well, let's take a look at the key elements needed in planning an effective model. Number 1, assess the needs of your staff. 2, design programs with specific applications in mind. 3, provide incentives for your staff. And 4, review and evaluate the quality of your PD. No matter what form of technology you're training your staff on, the unifying goal is the expansion of the mass of technical knowledge and expertise that exists. Let's meet Mr. E. He represents the majority of the teachers at your school. It is your job as an administrator to provide him the resources and trainings he needs in order to be successful. Which leads us to the question, how do we help him? That brings us to step 1 in designing an effective PD model. 1. What are the staff needs? This is achieved through assessment. In order to cue in on the specifics, you should have completed an in-depth examination of the current applications or new application, and then collected a staff evaluation of their knowledge, ability, implementation, and current use of the application. Once you analyze your results, the needs now become the target of your new plan. Back to Mr. E. Every time you conduct a walkthrough, you notice that he does not use the ActiveBoard as a tool to implement technology with his instruction. You soon realize that, well, most classrooms are not using the ActiveBoards the district installed last summer. The staff evaluation results indicate that most teachers are not comfortable using the software, known as ActiveInspire, that came with the ActiveBoard. So what do? You decide to coordinate a training that will educate and train your staff on the basics of ActiveInspire. And now you're ready for step 2, designing and implementing effective professional development programs. What exactly does this look like? A fundamental component of professional development for technology is the concept that you learn by doing. Revive PD, people. Be sure that a portion of any technical training includes hand-on activities, especially if you want the results. And that's not all. Another key element to quality PD is one-on-one coaching. As teachers, we are all well aware of the need to differentiate instruction to meet the needs of individual students. There is no reason to assume that all teachers are at the same level in technology or even instruction. With an individualized program through differentiation, you're likely to see greater gains. That brings us to our toolbox. As effective leaders, be sure to acquire equipment for instruction and usage. This all comes from the premise that we learn technology by doing technology. Frequently, teachers are expected to gain access to their tools on their own, which costs a great deal of money and most of the time comes from their own pocket. Consider setting aside a common area just for your teachers so they can exchange knowledge and share resources. Now we can see that professional development can be very costly. In designing your program, make sure you have the proper trainers with your staff. This can increase costs or save you money. There are different types of trainers. The first one is by hiring an expert, someone from the outside that comes within to train and support your staff. Solely relying on this type of trainer, however, is very costly. The second type of trainer is the cadre. A cadre is a group of staff that attends a training. and their job is to come back and report and train the rest of the staff. This is highly beneficial with large populations. Or lastly, you can use an existing staff member that is knowledgeable. This often has many attitudinal benefits. When teachers can connect with a colleague, they often gain the spirit of, if he can do it, we can do it. Step 3, you must include incentives in your professional development program. Some types of leadership focus too much on the task, which, yes, gets the job done, but it's imperative that we don't forget about the people. Intrinsic rewards such as professional growth, involvement with innovations, experimentation with different styles may be the most important reasons teachers become involved with technology. But particularly with schools that are behind in technology, extrinsic rewards such as compensation, release time, and gifts of equipment are highly needed. Last but not least, step 4, review and evaluate your program. We have all experienced those trainings that have made us utterly happy, but let's not forget about the ones that have made us upset or the ones that have bored us to death. Check out the short video on the discussion board by Amy Erickson. She gives us quality insight on how to evaluate our professional developments. Remember, technology is constantly changing. Therefore, planning a professional development program for technology should be a continuous process. Don't forget, leave your comments in the discussion board and answer the questions after viewing Amy's video.